Hi, I'm Kathy Thomas, and I'm with chef restaurateur Zov Karamardian. And Zov's meatloaf is so darn good, she took it to Julia Child. Right, Zov?
Yes, we did. And this is one of the most favorite food of Julia Child. She loves meatloaf, and the next thing is her cornbread.
Right.
Wonderful.
And it made her feel better. She was sick at the time.
She did, and she wanted the recipe for the chefs to cook it for her at the place you were staying. So it's really fun.
Well, how do we start?
What we do is we have breadcrumbs, cut up bread.
Right.
Any kind of bread will do. It
and this is just some...
It's soaked in half and half.
Right.
And then we have the meat here, which is, you can get any kind of meat, 20 or 22% fat.
Right.
Then we have some rosemary here, about a tablespoon of rosemary.
And that's finely chopped.
Finely chopped. We have some fresh thyme, finely chopped.
Right. And you like to use fresh herbs in your meatloaf,
always,
don't you?
because it really brings out the oils of the herb.
Yeah.
And we have some oregano here, about a tablespoon.
Fresh oregano.
Fresh oregano, always.
Right.
Some fresh chopped parsley, which is the flat leaf, the Italian kind. These are really wonderful.
And it's going to add color as well as flavor, isn't it?
This meatloaf is very flavorful.
Right.
Some shallots, about a quarter cup of shallots.
Yeah, most people use just regular brown onions, but you like shallots.
I like shallots because it's a cross between garlic and onion. And some Parmesan cheese, which is really, really a different type of meatloaf that I like to use this in there.
It tastes good.
It tastes really good, gives it a nice salty flavor. And some tomato paste, always, about a quarter cup of tomato paste.
Right, and we're getting close to the end here.
To the end here, yes. 2 eggs.
Ooh, I like the way you did that, so.
2 eggs. Then, I'm sorry, we have to use our hands.
But they're impeccably clean. We washed our hands before we started shooting, so they're impeccably clean.
And your hands are the best tools in the kitchen, so I just want you to know that. The best tool I have are my hands. I love using my hands when I cook.
And you want a little salt and pepper in there?
Yes, a little bit of salt and pepper.
So here's a pinch of kosher salt. Whoops. Yes. And some freshly ground pepper. And while you're mixing, I'm just going to keep grinding. What do you think?
Keep going.
All right.
And the most important thing, to incorporate all the herbs and the spices.
And that bread is just binding it together.
It's just binding it together, so it will make it much easier to slice it when the meat is cooked. Then you take the meat.
Right, and I'm actually going to go get the pan that we've prepared.
What you would do is you would make this into an oval. Just keep pressing it really hard as you are forming it. And
you want me to spray that with some non-stick spray?
Yes, that would be fantastic.
All right.
Just roll it into an oval shape. Make sure that it's really, really packed together. Just keep patting it so you'll get the whole thing stuck together.
Right, and you've got this on a rack so that the fat goes down.
Exactly.
And what does it do to the outside of the meat?
It will brown it very nicely, so you will have a nice crust. And the reason I do this is because whenever we use always the pan, the square pan. What I don't like about that is all the waters will get to the bottom, and you get this really foamy stuff on the bottom, and it really affects the taste. It's almost like steam. I want it roasted, so this is the recipe.
And that crust just tastes so good because there's a certain amount of caramelization.
Exactly, exactly. One more time, keep just patting it until you get a nice solid oval piece of the shape here, and then you roast it in the oven for about 400 degrees for the first 10 minutes till it's nice and brown, and then turn it over and just cook it about an hour or so until it's done.
And some options are mushroom gravy.
Mushroom gravy. And what I do in the restaurant is we take the panini bread, and then we put mashed potatoes on, garlic mashed potatoes, and then we line the meatloaf on top of that, slices of meatloaf, and then we top it off with the onion rings, thinly sliced onion rings, and the mushroom sauce. It's fantastic.
And how about some garlic mashed potatoes?
On the bottom, on the bread.
That just sounds fabulous.
And it is such a comforting dish, too.
It is. And you serve this where?
At all the cafes in our restaurants, and we will be having Sunday suppers, and one of them will be featured as our meatloaf.
Oh, so thank you so much. I'm so hungry.
It's delicious. Thank you. This has been fun.